Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of the Full Quota podcast. My name is Mpho and Tim. I've got Tim Lace here with me. Tim, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, mate. I'm doing well. I know that seasons are changing, unfortunately. At my end of the world, I can already feel the chill in the air. Winter is upon us, unfortunately, but otherwise all good.
Well, we still have rain on this side of the world, and we're recording on Thursday when we've got some 4-day series games going on, and there is one in my part of town, and there's rain. So I'm not sure about that. It's just, we just can't shake the rain here in Johannesburg. But luckily, over the weekend, we managed to get some sunshine and get some cricket going. Remember, you can follow us if you're watching us on YouTube. You can follow us on YouTube. Please like and subscribe. Follow us on X at Full Quota Pod. And then also, please do, if you can, buy us some coffee. It goes a long way to getting our podcast out there and also getting more content onto your screens. And today's a Thursday, and normally Thursdays we have interviews. And so we've got a really, really great interview lined up for you. Tim, this weekend we had the culmination, the end of the Hollywood Bets Pro Series, which is our women's domestic season. We had the announcement of the unveiling of the trophies, and also obviously the teams that won this weekend. One of them was the Lions women, who won the Pro 50, which is the 50 over competition. Woohoo! And then we also had the Western Province on your side winning the Pro 20 competition, which is quite a good thing for you guys down there, Tim, right?
Always good to win a trophy. Always good to win a trophy.
So today we are really, really excited because we got one of the top players this season in the Hollywood Bets Pro Series. She amassed a whole lot of runs in the Pro 50. She's got 362 runs in the Pro 50. But she also has an interesting background because she was also, she grew up a cricketer, played cricket for the Proteas all those years ago, then went on to a career in athletics, and she's an Olympic silver medalist, and she's a multiple-time Commonwealth Games champion. And then she came back to play cricket again, which is really, really awesome because you can see someone who loves the game as well. And so we've got Sunette Viljoen-Louw joining us. She is the number 2 batter in this year's Hollywood Bets Pro 50. Sunette, all those runs, it must have been a nice time for you batting on these pitches.
Oh, thank you, Mpho. Hello, Tim. Thank you so much for having me on the show. Yes, I must tell you, I really, really enjoyed the season so much. I was batting in the middle order for the majority of the time for the Lions. So it was a little bit of a new role for me, as I'm always used to batting a little bit in the top order. But the coaches called me and they said to me, no, they want me to bat long. They want me to take the game deep. And I really enjoyed batting in the middle overs for the Lions. So I went in most of the times when the Lions were a little bit with their backs against the wall, 4 down. And I just relished the challenge. And when I went into the bat, the ball was a little bit older. And they just wanted me to express myself, hitting the sweepers, hitting nice and hard down the ground. If the ball is in my area, go for it. So, yeah, very proud of all the runs that I scored. I didn't put any pressure on myself. I just wanted to contribute and enjoy batting. We have the wonderful opportunity these days to bat in the middle at Wanderers, or you bat in the middle at Newland. So I didn't want to go out. I just wanted to stay as long as possible in the middle and take the game as deep as possible. So thank you so much.
Sure, no problem. Look, I think we ask all our guests this question, but obviously, how did you get into cricket? Where did the love for cricket start? How did you get into play cricket? And obviously, what led to your obviously call up to the Proteas women's side for that one test and the 17 ODIs that you played?
Well, it's actually a very funny and interesting and very light-hearted story. How my cricket career started is when I was small and at primary school, we played baseball, or we played like rounders the one day in my physical education period, and the girls and the boys played against each other. And the girls were batting, and then I went in and I took the baseball bat and I smacked the ball there over the pavilion against the boys, and the coach of the physical education teacher was standing, and he said to me, "Sunette, you need to be at training this afternoon with the boys." Yes, and when I started to play, girls' cricket was not well known. Everyone looked strange at you, being the only girl playing cricket, playing in my little white short and my little white t-shirt. And then I practiced with the boys, and then I was playing at Law School Protea Park in Rustenburg. I played under 11A, under 12A, under 13A. So if I look back now, I'm so happy that I could play with the boys, because it taught me such a lot of things. And playing with boys, they don't hold back, and they go fully out to get the girl out. And I went to high school as well, playing with the boys under 14A, under 15A. I always just had this love for cricket. I don't know why specifically cricket, but I love to play cricket. I love to watch it. If I don't play it, I watch it, I coach it. So I just really like cricket a lot.
That's nice.
Well, your love for the game is very infectious. It's very clear to see. Take us into how different the women's game was, or the girls' game was, when you started, and into where it is now. Because now you've got it on television. We've got household names. You know the Shipman Ibnels. You know the players that are within the top that are playing the women's IPL, for example. How different was it when you were 15, 16, 17? And how challenging was that?
Yeah, well, Tim, when I played and when I started to play cricket, back then, cricket, and especially women's cricket, was amateur. So all the girls that played back then literally played for the love of cricket. They had full-time jobs, and cricket was like a hobby on the sideline, playing for the fun of it. And if I look now how the cricket has evolved, and how the women's game, the exposure, the leagues around the world is absolutely amazing. Sometimes I wish I'm 20 years younger, but in my heart I am only 20. So it is not really a problem. It's amazing to see how much the game has grown, and to see now the wonderful opportunities women have these days to play IPL, the 100, the Big Bash, the Super Smash, and making earning and living out of cricket. And it's almost very heartwarming to see as well, the people recognize the women's cricketers on street. And being in a professional era now where you're getting paid to play cricket, I really hope and I want to believe that it will lift the standard of cricket, since women's cricket in South Africa has been professionalized since 2023. So to be able to play professional cricket and to do what you love is not a task. It is just a passion and a love to play cricket.
That's yeah. It's amazing that the change has happened, and I think for us, I think it's really good because obviously it puts women's cricket in the forefront, and that's what we've always wanted. But then, Sunette, you make the national side at 17. You are obviously in the setup, but you've also got this other side to you, this athletic side. And so, what was the decision to jump across? Right, I understand you mentioned that cricket was a hobby, but your hobby got you to the national team. But being a champion javelin thrower, how did you let go of this game that you love so much?
Yeah, I must tell you, Paul, that back then my heart was very sore. I think, saying in a very humbled way, I was very sporty from a young age, and I could literally do anything that I picked up with a ball and a stick and a hockey and a golf stick. I was good in, and because of my cricket and because of my arm, my coach at high school said to me, "No, come and throw this cricket ball. You will be able to throw it from one side to the field over the rugby poles to the other side of the field." I said to him, "Okay, sir, I'll try it." And then in my grade 10 year, I was called to come to the inter-house and to throw the javelin just for the fun of it, because I always knew I could throw a cricket ball so far playing cricket. And that at the inter-house, I threw the javelin already over 30 meters. And I was doing all the events at the inter-house. I did the high jump, the long jump, the javelin, the discus, the 200 meter. And then the athletics coach of Hoërskool Rustenburg, the high school that I went to, said to the javelin coach, "Well, if you can get Sunette to throw further than 35 in training, you can have her as your javelin thrower." And I remember it so specifically so well. I threw 36.92 at one of our school meetings, and then that same year I went on and I became the SA school champion grade 10. But in the meantime, I was playing cricket as well, and I got selected for South Africa in that specific 20. It was in the year of 2000. I was just in grade 10 going to grade 11. Selected to play for South Africa in England, and I have the most fondest memories of that time, making my debut for South Africa on Chelmsford, playing in Trent Bridge. We played on that field, where the tree is in the field.
Yes.
Yeah, we played there as well. And then in grade 11, I went on. I won a medal again in the athletics. And in my matric year, I broke the national record. I threw, I think, 50.70. So I played cricket, I did athletics, but I was good in both of the sports. And I was playing for South Africa against India. India came to tour here in England, in South Africa in March 2002. And then I was first. My athletics journey went on, and then I got a bursary from the Northwest University to do a career in athletics. And then my athletics coach at the Northwest University told me, "Well, he will let me play one more time for South Africa, and then I know I will have to do athletics, because I got a bursary for that." And that was the end of the athletics, the end of the cricket against India. Yeah, I cried. I was very sad. I was very, very, very sad to leave cricket, because that's my first love. But I've never dreamed in my wildest dreams that what I've achieved with my athletics, that would have been the journey that my life would have taken, being the Olympic silver medalist and winning all those Commonwealth Games medals. if I look back now, I'm so proud of what I've achieved and be blessed that I can still play cricket and contribute to the Lions and scoring runs and yeah, that I really enjoy.
Yeah, look,
Awesome.
I think, yeah, I grew up watching you compete across we're a couple of years apart, but it was always really exciting to know that you were like our one medal hope, and
Yeah,
we knew that no, there's always
yes,
Sunette hasn't done the javelin yet, so there's something coming, right? And I think that Rio medal was just so
yeah.
special because I think,
Oh, shame.
yeah, but like, look, and it's a testament to who you are, right? And I'm glad that you got that opportunity to come back, and play cricket again, because yeah, it's the way you speak about it. I didn't expect this passion to come through, but wow, that's an amazing story, Sunette. Tim?
Yeah, Mpho, I must tell you what I think. What I pray for every day is, and my life partner, she always asks me, "Gee whiz, when are you ever going to lose that flame in your heart?" Because every morning that you wake up, you just have this burning fire to go out and train and to play. Um, but what I've learned along my sports journey, I've never lost the enjoyment factor. So it is never for me work to go and train or work to compete. And I'm blessed to be injury free the majority of my sporting career. And I think if you take care of your body, and you see it as a temple of God, and you really take care of all your athletic abilities, you can really keep going for such a long time. If you stay healthy and you have the fire, I will know one day if that fire is not burning, but the fire is burning through the roof. And that is what I enjoy about sport.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
that's very clear. Very, very clear to see. How important do you think that you've had this ability to go to the top of both these games, given you the ability to come back? So most people in your position would have had their athletic career and said, right, fantastic career, I'm going to move on to something different. You've now gone full circle. How has that happened? And what was your thinking when that athletics career ended? Were you always looking to go back to cricket?
Yes, Tim, I think the universe sometimes, or not sometimes, the universe knows exactly how your journey needs to look like. And when I couldn't go to Tokyo for my fifth Olympic Games, I would have been the first South African to do 5 Olympic Games. I just told myself, well, because I have been goal driven my whole life, and I set certain goals out for myself. And as soon as I couldn't go to Tokyo, I just knew, well, this is my chance to play cricket again. And it also helped me to deal with the heartache of not going to go to Tokyo. I started to play cricket again, and it was like riding a bike. It just came back so quickly, and the fulfillment that I got, it's like I was never away from cricket. Even if I was busy with my athletics career, when I got a chance, I always watched cricket. So then I started to play club cricket for Irene Villages for a small while. And then within a few club games, I got taken to the Titans, where I played for a half season for the Titans. But yeah, Tim, for me, if I do a sport, I want to be the best in what I do. So whether it's throwing a javelin or whether it's batting or playing or bowling, I've just always been like that. If I put my heart out there, I want to be the best in everything that I do. Yes, so you will have your disappointments and your heartaches along the line, but that is just always have I been. And when I got contracted at the Lions again, I just knew, yes, this is my chance again to go full out for it again.
That's truly amazing. And look, I think you've taken that opportunity with both hands. I think that Lions women's side is power packed, even without the Proteas. It's still a very strong side.
Mpho, I always pray that I made what I needed to do to be in the starting 11, because the Lions, we have such depth, and it is right as you say, without the Proteas, we have so many players to pick from, and I think that's a wonderful position to be in, to know, well, and even it's also rewarding to know, well, if I am in the starting 11, I've put in the hard work and the coaches have seen it, and that's why I've been picked, that they can see your ability and what you can contribute to the team.
I think from my side, from the athletic side, obviously you've been a sports person throughout. You've played multiple sports, as you've mentioned, right? What's the one thing or the two things that you brought in from your athletic side, the javelin side, when you came back into professional women's cricket?
Well, Mpho, I must tell you, I think because I'm used to competing on the highest level, and I'm used to competing with the best in the world. So for me, that transition wasn't so big. It is just I had to get used to a little bit to function inside a team environment. But at the end of the day, cricket also stays individual in some sort of way, because you also have to bat and you have to take the wickets. But on the athletics field, you win on your own, you lose on your own. So when you are in a team environment and you don't have a best day on the cricket field, you have a team around you that can contribute towards the success of a team. So then you don't feel that burden so hard on yourself, because you know you have a team that supports you. But I was wonderful enough to be able to find my feet very, very quickly. And I think it is because I love cricket so much that it was not so big. It's exactly the same that is in javelin. I set certain goals out for myself, and I give it my absolutely 100%. So my goal for the season was to be one of the top batters in the country. That is what I said for myself out. I wanted to do it because that is what javelin has taught me. You always have to believe in yourself and your capabilities, that you are capable of reaching the top. And if you have the heart and the belief, anything is possible.
Yes, well, you were 15 runs away, even though you batted in less innings than Alex Candler, but yeah, no, you put yourself in there.
Yeah, I just wished it didn't rain our game against the Free State, that it didn't rain out, and against the Dolphins, we bowled the Dolphins out for 61 or 62. So I didn't get 2 chances to bat. But at the end of the day, I still take it. And yeah, very proud.
That's awesome.
No. Out of this season, what would you say was your favorite moment of the season, either from a team perspective or from a personal perspective? Was there a particular moment where everything clicked for you?
Yeah, I think there's two moments in the season that I was very proud about, and that is the way the Lions came back after. I think no one gave us a chance to come back in the 50-over format, especially when the season turned around in the second part of the season. we were like 15 points behind. And we really had to dig deep. But I think the way we came back, and at the end of the day, we were the Hollywood champions. As I said the other night on Inside Edge, the 50 over format was not always the Lions' strength. I think we were more a little bit stronger in the T20 format, but to have won that and the way we did was so nice. And then I'm proud about my 290s that I scored against Western Province. I scored, I think 95 against them here on the Wanderers, and I think then 87 down at Newlands. I think I was number 2 in the T20 format, taking 6 catches, which I'm very happy about. So I think it is just that you can play on all the big stadiums is awesome. To play on the Wanderers, Kingsmead, Newlands, Magaung Oval. So every field brings a new excitement. And for me, it is a first. So yes, in brackets, I might be the oldest in the team, but everything that I experience now is a first for me. So they always laugh at me. I say, you can laugh as much as you want. For me, it is a first. It's a first time I play again on Newlands. It's the first time I'm on the Magaung Oval. So it's the first time I play. Now my teammates, they always make fun of me because I always take photos and making videos, but they can laugh. It's my memories and I treasure it. So yes, it's very special.
Yeah, that's amazing, and take as many pictures as you want. And like it's every
No,
time
I do.
every time I go into the Wonders, I'm just awestruck. And it's just like, oh wow, if only I was playing out there, but I never got the chance to play out there. Sunette, what format do you like? Do you like T20s? Do you like the 50 overs? Because obviously Hollywood bets Pro Series is both, right? And obviously you mentioned that you thought your team was stronger at the T20, and I think you came very close last year in the T20 to win it. But obviously this year you won the Pro 50. But is there a format that you like?
Well, for me, it is. I would see myself is I like to take the game to the opposition. So I will take a few balls to get my eye in, and then I want to show intent right when I start to bat. Both formats bring a different kind of challenge for me. So I like the 50 over format because it gives me a little bit longer time to bat, and the longer I can bat, the happier I am. Because I think of all the batters, I enjoy the most to be at the crease and bat as long as possible. When we are in the nets, I always bat. So I enjoy batting, and that's why I think I enjoy the 50 over format, because I can kick on and I can really bat for a longer format. The T20, I also like. I was always opening the T20. This year I moved a little bit down the order, so I had to find my feet very quickly. But I really want to get better in my T20 game if I open the game, to just go to express myself a little bit more. But the T20 is fast and explosive, which I like. And the T20, we have really nice kit that we put on every time we play. So that's what I like about the T20. We have really fancy kit. This year, the Lions, our numbers was in gold, and our surname was in gold, and that looked really smart. So, no, the T20 for me is more an enjoyment after the 50 over game, and because it's fast and intense. But yeah, I'm just so happy that I can play and can bat.
Well, that's amazing.
Fantastic. You talk about wanting to bat. Me and Mpho are on a personal crusade to try and get red ball cricket as a format for the women's side.
Yeah.
We would love to see it. Is that something you'd love to see, like 2-day cricket?
Yes. Yes, of course. I think I would be in seventh heaven if I can play 2, 3, 4 days back to back. And I wish the women can have red ball cricket or can have a 4-day series like the men. I got a question the other day. What do I think about the 50 over format and the T20 format being back to back on a Saturday and a Sunday? Which I think it's a bit challenging. I think everyone will say to you, because on the 50 over you are 3 hours on your legs, your bat, your bowl, then you have to come back the second day. You have to do it all over again. So I would really love to see that maybe that the women can have a 1-day cup or series like the men, and then focusing on the T20s, and then have a red ball series where we can also play 2, 3 days just like the men.
That's exactly what we had Enoch Nkwe on here, and we posed a lot of questions to him, especially because I think the Proteas women play tests, and obviously you've played one of the tests. I think it was the first one. And so that you can see that you say you love batting. That would be the perfect thing for you. But my question, Sunette, is do you still have ambitions for the Proteas women's side? I know age may be what people are saying, but you are as fit as we've seen you represent us at a national team level. So or in the athletics, would you be interested in a call up, or is this just one of those situations?
Yes. Please. No, anytime. anytime. For me, how I see my journey is I was back then the youngest player to represent South Africa, and I have a goal in my heart that I will be the oldest player to represent South Africa. Yes, so for me, people can say, yes, Sunette is like this old and this old, but that is not how I see myself. So for me, I have goals and I have dreams, and I know what I want to achieve. And at the end of the day, athletics taught me that you can just control what is controllable. But I want to believe in my heart, if I do well in the domestic season, I put the runs on the board, I take the catches, my fitness, very proud, I'm the fittest in the Lions team. So that is something that I'm really proud of. And yes, please, Mandla, phone me.
Yes, and all the selectors, because the way I see it, Sunette, I think even if it's even if you just play the test matches for South Africa, that would work well, because what we need is your skill set, right? You not only can you bat, but you can bowl too. And from a bowling perspective, obviously, those are the type of skill sets that are required from a longer format of the game, right? And obviously T20 bowling in there is a little bit more tougher and a lot more pressures, but like in the 50 overs, you can navigate that. And the world's moving to people who can do 2 skill sets, and you've got 3 because you're also a phenomenal fielder. Do the ladies at the Lions feel bad that you are beating them in fitness tests?
For me, I enjoy running the 2K. So that is your fitness standard these days. It's the 2 kilometer time trial. So it is 4.5 times around the Wanderers. So I always run alone because sometimes they will run with me. The other times they would say, no way, there's no way I'm going to run with Sunette. So, but I take pride in what I do. So it doesn't matter where I find myself in. It's whether I walk to the crease, if I bowl, if I have to run the fitness test. I take pride in my work and I take pride in myself. So I hope that I can be an example for the players around me to show them that if you want to achieve and if you want to be a professional athlete, you have to work hard. But yeah, no, they run away a little bit, but for me, I enjoyed training. I enjoy training, so it's not hard work for me.
I definitely think that the athletic background has certainly helped you on that front. That discipline, because you have to do that as
Yeah.
an individual. So having that discipline has
Yes.
definitely helped you. Um, a fun question from me: if you were in charge of Cricket South Africa in the women's game, what change would you make? If you could make one change, one improvement, what would it be?
Yeah, I think just one. I think Cricket South Africa has to get a lot of compliment for making the game professional now. And I think coming from an era where it was just for the fun of it, but what I really would like to see is so like okay, there's two things. One thing is the game of the women to get televised because there's so many people that ask me, "Oh, Sunny, are you playing on the TV? When are you playing? Where can we watch you?" So there's so much interest um, to broadcast a women's game, and I think the second one is if we can have a series where we can play in front of the men. So the men play like all other games around the world, like a Big Bash or a Super Smash or 100, where the women can play before the men. I think we as women have so much to showcase the people, and if we can have something like that, it will be amazing to get the crowds to come because the interest in women's cricket is so much, and that is something that I would like to see televised and maybe play before the men and a women's SA20. I think that would be really cool.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I agree on all fronts. All of that needs to happen, and hopefully it will.
Yeah, no, Jotem. So I every time when I go and watch the men at the SA20, I just say to myself, "Wow, wouldn't this be amazing if we can play before them and the people can see how good the woman is as well?" So really hoping and really praying that something like that will come soon.
Yes, indeed. I think paused. I think he's frozen.
I see. So
I'll, I'll wait for him to come back. We definitely did speak to Enoch and Corey about that. When he was involved, within that structure's change, and he definitely did say that it's in the pipeline. SA20 Women's is in the pipeline. It might take a little while, but I think it will definitely happen. Let's put it that way. I think it'll definitely happen, and it needs to. If you were to tell yourself that you were gonna play cricket again once you had finished, once you had chosen athletics was what's the one thing that you would have told them when you came back?
well, so the one thing that I think it is always just to be myself. And if I play cricket or if I play or if I throw a javelin, for me it is always how you make the people feel around you. One day they won't remember all your achievements, hopefully, but at the end of the day, people will remember how you treated them, your first expression of them when they met you. So I always just try to stay my friendly self. I have a very soft heart, but if I take to the field, then I get literally into Lions mode. So I think I couldn't be playing for a better franchise than than the Lions. So um, yeah, so I would have just told myself just to stay who I've always been, because that have brought me the success that I got today.
Fantastic.
Sorry about that, everyone. I don't know what was going on. My Wi-Fi keeps on jumping, but well,
It's
No
okay.
worries.
yeah.
Me and Tim spoke a little bit so long.
No, no, I was actually following you guys. It's just I couldn't get on. But he asked the question that I wanted to ask about just
Okay.
what you would say to the youngsters. Sunette, I think that brings us to the end of our interview with you. I just want to wish you all the best and thank you very much for joining us. That Proteas call up will happen. There's no way
Oh,
that
shame.
they can deny you, especially after what you did in the Pro 50 and the skills that can be translated into the national team level, especially largely because from a fitness perspective, you look like you're a 20-year-old, as you said. And so, we wish you all the best. And what we can say is a lot of the people who've been on our show have received their call-ups. So there's
Oh,
only
wow. Are you my
yes,
lucky chump?
yes.
I hope you are my lucky chump.
Yes. And yeah, look, and I hope to actually meet with you in person because obviously we're around the Wanderers all the time, and just to do that. But thank you very much. Your journey, your career story has been phenomenal, and keep on scoring those runs, keep on dominating, keep on taking wickets, and as a Lions fan, keep doing it because it hurts Tim every time we win. So I'm here for that.
Oh, so sorry, Tim. Yeah, so I always enjoy to play against Western Province because the Western Province, there's always this big match against the Lions and the Western Province, and they're very good friendlies there as well as in Western Province. So to go the North and the South clash is always wonderful. Yeah, you see, Mpho, so I really hope that I can take this cricket form that I have now because I'm going to the UK now from April to September to play there.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, so
Hopefully you can play in the 100 as well. Because that
yeah,
would be
so
an amazing
yeah,
story.
that would be amazing. So you know what? I will just keep praying that the door will open somewhere. Yeah, I'm going to play for Wimbledon Cricket Club now. And going to play in the Surrey Championships there, and walk barefoot. They can't believe our South Africans, we walk barefoot every time. They say, where's your shoes? Actually, where I come from, we walk barefoot. No, but don't you have shoes? So I'm looking forward to that. No, thank you, Tim. It was lovely to speak to you, and thank you so much for having me. It was awesome.
Yes. This is
Absolute
probably
pleasure.
yes, thank you very much, Ned. One of our best interviews. So yeah.
Okay, no worries.
Well,
You
and
must
all the best.
come and say hello when you are there at the Wanderers again, okay?
I will, Sunette. I will.
Oh, thank you for having me. Have a wonderful afternoon. Bye.
You too.
Bye, Sunette.
Yeah. I showed her passion and what an interview, Tim.
Yes, passion overload, I would say. But it's great. That's great to see. It's great to see. I hope that whenever she does decide to retire, she stays in the game. That's what I want. I want somebody like that to stay within the game in some capacity. That passion and that knowledge can be very, very important for the next generation coming up, wanting to do similar things as she has done.
No, yeah, and look, I think she'd be lost to the game if she didn't do anything. There's a role somewhere for her in the game, but we're not talking about that now. We want her in the green and gold. It'd be a fantastic story, and yeah, she's had a great season, and congratulations to her and all her teammates. That Lions team, yes, maybe a little bit power packed, but you still need to win games, and you still need to win the tournament, and they managed to do that really well. Yeah, from an admin perspective, we'll be back on Monday talking the second last round in the men's 4-day series. And hopefully all this rain is not going to hamper any cricket up here on the Highveld. But yeah, we'll be back with that. But remember, please do follow us on X at Full Quota Pod. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Send through your comments. We love answering them as well. And then obviously for our audio people, Full Quota Podcast and Apple Podcast and Spotify. And last but not least, we're going to the World Test Championship. And please do support us in our bid to go and win the first trophy for South Africa and buy some coffee. We're going to do a lot of content around that and a lot more content around the non-home South African season and all the other stuff that's happening in the women's game as well. So please do that. But for myself and Tim, it's goodbye and lesale kakafiso.